Hi everyone, I'm Kundan, a full stack developer, tech lead, and currently pursuing my master's in AI/ML from BITS Planning. So you know what? Agentic AI is no longer just for AI engineers. And in your offices and everywhere, you might be hearing a lot about agentic AI. Now, whether you are a developer or a non-developer, in the next 10 minutes, you'll clearly understand what are LLMs, what RAGs actually means, how vector databases work, how tools like Hugging Face and chatbots fit together. And you know what? Everything is going to be shown using a live demo. Okay, so what I'm building today, I'll show you a live RAG chatbot that knows everything about my professional profile, like my skill, my experience, background, everything. And you know what, the best part, it took me just 20 minutes to build this. Okay, and this whole chatbot I can deploy into any website in just 20 minutes. So fast, right? In 20 minutes we're able to build a chatbot which tells everything, which has all the information about you. Okay, and by the way, you know what is LLM, right? LLM is a large language model, is an AI model trained on massive text data to understand and generate human-like language. But the sad part is that we are not that important that LLM will know about us, or LLM will not know about the internal services. So in context of this demo, since I have built a chatbot, if I ask the question, who is Kundan, it tells about me. Okay, that Kundan is a tech lead and all those things. Of course, chatbot will not have, LLM will not have by default those information. So as part of this RAG, what I am doing, that RAG is a technique where LLM retrieves relevant information from external sources like vector databases, APIs, documents, anything, and then uses that context to generate accurate and up-to-date responses. So what I have done, that I have downloaded my LinkedIn resume, okay, and I have converted that resume as embeddings, and I have stored that into the vector database. Okay, I'm using in-memory vector database. Now whenever chatbot is asking any question about me, it's going and scanning that vector database, it's retrieving the context, then it's giving that context to LLM, and then LLM is able to send the response. So that's how I have built this chatbot. And you know what, it might sound so complex, but everything I did without a single line of code. Okay, I used a Flowise platform, which is a drag and drop platform where you can simply connect the different tools with each other. You don't need any coding as well. Okay, and it will do everything for you. Same thing when I was doing in my MTech project, I used LangChain framework. It took so much of time. I had to write everything, code everything in Python and use this LangChain framework. But using this, I am able to do everything in 20 minutes. And you know what, today if someone asks me to, if I want to deploy this chatbot application into my portfolio website, I'll simply use Flowise tool, because if something is getting done, it's getting done, and it's just getting done in 20 minutes. Of course, I'll use this, right? So it's quite interesting. Okay, so let's directly jump into the demo. So you know what, this is how Flowise website looks like. I will for sure give you a in-depth tutorial on YouTube, and I'll put that link on the LinkedIn first comment. But for now, this is just a demo. Okay, I'm not giving the tutorial, but trust me, it took me just 20 minutes. Okay, and if I can do, anyone can do it, because there is no any programming involved. Okay, so you might be, let's go through each and every component here. Okay, you might be seeing that what is this, there's no any coding, right? So that's how it works. You just connect different components, you select the component from this right left sidebar, and whatever you need, right, you simply drag and drop here. Okay, and then you have to simply connect one component to another component, and magically it will work, everything will work, and you don't need to write a single line of code. So my first component here is Grok Chat. So this interface, what it does, that it is connecting to Llama 3 LLM. So basically I have given a LLM here. Okay, now of course if we have a LLM, but LLM doesn't know about us, right? So for that we need also something called vector database. So I'm using in-memory vector database. So what vector database does, that whatever external additional information, additional context you want to give to LLM, you store it into the vector database. And this vector database information is stored as embeddings. Those embeddings are like multi-dimensional in nature, and it's very fast. LLMs finds it very fast to scan and get the required information. And here if you see, top 4 means that I'm saying that whenever some query is matching to the data which context I'm providing, it should return the top 4 results. Now another one here component where you see is conversational retrieval QA chain. Okay, so in this one, if you see, there are two things which are connected. One is chat model, so I have connected this llama 3 model to this, and another one is vector store database. So this is the vector store database where I have stored all the information about myself, okay, about Kundan, who is Kundan. Those all information are stored here. Now from where have I saved those informations? So I used my LinkedIn profile. I downloaded the PDF from here. Okay, so this downloads the resume. Okay, so that resume I have converted into embeddings and I have stored into the vector database. Now you might be feeling that, oh god, this is so tough, right? But that's the fun part. You don't need to write a single code. I simply added a tool here, PDF file. I uploaded this profile.pdf here, and I have connected it here in document. Okay, and everything will be done automatically. You don't need to convert into these embeddings yourself. Everything will be done by this tool. One another thing which you see here is recursive character text splitter. This is an optional thing, okay, but what here I have done, that I have said that save the documents in the chunk size of 1000. Okay, so that for example, only if I don't do, then all the context will be passed to LLM, and LLM works on token, right? The more context you give to it, it will be more costly, because we have to pay also if you are using LLM's API. So I am dividing it into the chunk size so that lesser chunks goes, whenever the vector, LLM, whenever our chat scans in the vector DB, only very lesser context go there, so that we can save on the cost. And then the another thing which you are seeing here is Hugging Face interface embeddings. So here I have used sentence transformers. So this is a model which converts the text to embeddings. So whenever user will ask anything question about me, right, then first whatever text it has entered, it will convert into embeddings, and that embeddings will be searched in the vector database, and then from there whatever the top 4 matches will happen, that will come here, and then in this conversational retrieval QA chain, and then that will be provided to LLM, and then LLM will use that context to give the answer to the user. So this is how the entire flow is, and if you have to do everything, it will just take perhaps 10 minutes if you follow the tutorial video which I'll upload on the YouTube. Now let's see how to run this. So first step, of course, what we need to do is that store our data in vector database, right? So for that, you see here there is a symbol. So but before that, you select upload a file. See, there is a upload file option. You click on this, you select the file here, okay, and then this file is selected. Then you click on this icon and then click on upsert. So this will see, this has extracted all the information from my PDF, my resume, and it has saved into the vector DB. There are also tools for scrapping the web and all. So if you give the website link, it will scrap all the data and it will automatically save into the database. A lot of tools are there, everything whatever you can imagine. It has CSV scrapper, website scrapper, PDF, everything, okay. So this one got saved in my DB. Now I'll open this chat thing. So this is how this chat box is opening, right? If I ask what is total, first let me clear the previous conversation history. So now again I'll open, so where is Kundan working, if I ask this question, right? So let's see what answer it gives. Kundan is working at Walmart Global Tech India, specifically in Bangalore, Karnataka, as a senior software engineer for full stack. See, it gave me the all the information. What are his latest works? So let's see if it's able to figure out. So yeah, Kundan is currently leading 2 full stack development teams within the fintech division at Walmart Global Tech. His recent work includes, so it gave all the information, right? By default, if I would have asked this question to LLM, it would have not given those all details. Why? Because it doesn't have the context. But with this RAG pipeline, I was able to extract all the details from my resume and then put it into the vector database. And then whenever I am asking this, then this chatbot is giving me the response which is relevant, okay? And you know what, the good thing is that if I want to use this chatbot, whatever chatbot is here, right, if I want to use the same chatbot in any of my website, all what I need to do is that click on this and then copy this whole script and put it into the website. Okay, and then that's it. It will take my it will have all the capabilities whatever you are seeing here. But right now see here it's saying API host is localhost 3000. So of course you need to deploy this whole flow, and then deployment of this flow is also very easy. You can use Railway, you can use AWS, you can use any tool to deploy it. Deployment is just 10-minute thing. It's so fast, so easy. And then you can simply whatever CNAME, whatever name you have given here of your website, it will simply, even if you choose the AWS and Railway, they will give you by default a name, a URL or CNAME. You can use this and put this in your website, and your chatbot is done. So see how fastly I was able to develop all these things. Same thing if I had to do using the coding, it would have taken a lot of time, but here I was able to build a full RAG pipeline, and that too within 20 minutes. Okay, today if I have to integrate this chatbot, I'll for sure use this Flowise, right? And one more thing, like maybe in your company you want to deploy this chatbot on your website, so that users can talk and maybe get different information about website, and also you can use this whole flow there as well. You can save all the information in VectorDB, and then this chat will work. You can also integrate MCP servers if you want to fetch the information via the API. So it's so easy, right? So now you understood what is RAG, what is this agentic AI, everything in perhaps this 10 to 11 minutes. And whether you are coder or non-coder, anyone, whether you are developer, full stack developer, backend engineer, it's just so easy, right? So I would highly recommend you that you please watch my tutorial video, which I'll upload soon. I'll put the link, update the link in the comments. It will take some time, maybe one day, but for now this is a demo, and thanks for watching.